Uh, all right, guys. Welcome back to their Dragon Ball Z Dokkan pedal video. And holy shit! Oh my! Wait, there's not even. Wait, we're missing. We're even missing. There's so much. There's so much here. There's so much here. We're missing stuff. One of we're missing the Gohan and Piccolo unit and the version Z Goku. That is crazy. There are 25 cards. Oh, and we're missing some. Okay, hold on. We gotta fucking pull these guys up then. They're gonna have their own special things, I guess. We'll have to find real quick. All right, obviously we're gonna be doing a sort of full, breakdown for the brand new. This literally just happened. Like the global data download literally just happened as I'm recording this. So you know, this is pretty exciting. A very big data download, obviously. Here we go. He got an easy A. And then we were also missing the. It might be better if I just look at categories. Go to Saiyan Saga. It was the Gohan and Piccolo. Where are they at? Uh, Here they are. Oh, that's the SSR. UR, where's the UR? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. This is gonna be a long one. So let's lock in. Now, I'm going to be focusing on the sort of new stuff here that we don't know about already. So like something like Bunny Bulma or something, or Coquette, I believe her name is, or Mai. Like this has all already been in JP forever. So I'm not really going to focus on that stuff. We're really more so going to be looking at. Ooh, I actually did want to pull these guys up as well. I did see the JP account posted something about the Goku form having a change. So I mean, we're just pulling up like everything here. We're gonna see how good these guys are. I imagine it's gonna be more or less just another skeleton, not like an actual kit, but still. This is gonna be a long one. Oh boy. All right, let me get these in order. I want to look at this first. Not looking, not looking, not looking. Where's version Z? Okay, we're gonna do him after. Uh, We'll do the Dyma stuff and then we'll look at all of these guys. All right, I think that's a good way to go about it. All right, so I did see that the Goku form had some sort of change. It said to the SA effect, I believe. If I could pull that up. If I could pull that up. Am I gonna need to open it in a new tab? Is it already on the? I'm confused. Come on, you got this. Oh, the site is dying. That's why. The site is dying. Oh, I'm glad I got everything when I did. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Well, hold on. That's different. Um, yeah, what was it before? Oh shit, I forget what it was before. Hold on. Just a moment. Let me see if I can I bet I can look at my own video here on the side. Just to see exactly. I do forget what it was before. But I know a sure way of telling. All right. Cuz that is definitely a buff. I think it might have just been like a normal raise. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was just a normal raise. Huh. Well, that's neat. Greatly raised is definitely a pretty substantial buff. Because you're talking about going from like 20% um, to 50%. So I mean, you get the 50% twice instead of 20% twice. So I mean, that's definitely a big buff. How much of an impact that's going to make, I'm not sure. But that's definitely going to make Goku substantially stronger. So I mean, that's good to see at least. That does make me feel a bit better about the unit. But I do think they should have like he should have had like an additional still or something. But I mean I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. All right, here we go. Actual new breakdown time. Easy A to this guy. Version Z Goku. This is so insane. This doesn't even feel real. All right, here we go. Saiyan Saga category key 4, HP attack and defense 130%, or all types key 3, HP attack and defense plus 70%. It's a pretty solid leader skill for like free to play LR. You know, it's meant for like new players. So Saiyan Saga. If the other units are actually good, if this guy's good, this is very good for new players. Okay. So 12 key, greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage to enemy. Oh, okay. On his 18 key, he's greatly stacking defense permanently, greatly raising attack for 1 turn, causing mega colossal damage to enemy. Let's see what we got here. Key 2, 159% attack and defense. Start a turn, plus an additional attack and defense plus 59% when performing a super attack. Guards all attacks as the first attacker in a turn. Uh, okay. Is that activating? This is really gonna. If this activates when he's just in slot 1, that's very good. If it activates when he is attacking, like as he attacks, it's bad. But I think the wording on this does mean when he's just in slot 1, so that's very good. Reduce damage received by 30% for 3 turns from the character's entry turn. Okay. Launch an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 10% with each attack received, up to 30%. Chance of performing critical hit plus 15% per superclass ally on the team, up to 59%. All allies key 3 attack and defense plus 40%. Plus an additional key 3 attack and defense plus 59% when attacking extreme class enemies or as the first attacker in a turn. I mean, yeah, he seems pretty solid for yeah, he's also permanently yeah, this is a free to play LR. This is obviously the same. They don't change active skill stuff. This is a free to play LR. Okay. I'm fine. This looks pretty solid. I mean, we got it's only for 3 turns, but this will help you get you know, live while you get the kit built up as well as this built up a little bit. I do think, you know, since they really have the 59% theme, they should have given this like 59% just to stay consistent, but I mean it's pretty good. He's having a phase 1, he's getting 218% to attack and defense, and then he's getting the 59% when performing a super. He's guarding. He does have the additional super attack. That's greatly. Yeah, this guy's gonna be actually pretty good. What the fuck? All right, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, we're gonna be doing all the calcs and stuff. I do got these over on the side. So we're gonna be here for a little bit, you guys. But damn, I'm really happy. This is insane already. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. This is the Halloween unit. Um, these usually aren't like very strong, but you know they sometimes have some niche uses. So let's see what we got here. Bond of Friendship category key 3, HP attack and defense for 50%. Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage to enemy. Greatly lower defense. Okay. Key 1 attack and defense plus 200%. Great chance of an additional key 1 and attack plus 200%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 150% when performing a super attack. Launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Defense plus 35% for all allies for 2 turns. Plus an additional key 2, reduce damage received by 35% when there is another Bond of Friendship category ally attacking the same turn. Okay. Well, that's pretty damn good. Recover 7% HP and high chance for coming an additional 7% HP start turn and recover HP. Okay, that's why. This effect, this line right here is pretty good. I mean, he is getting 150. It is greatly raised, 200%. Um, he does have like All in the Family and stuff. I mean, maybe he might Maybe we'll get some use, but like this is a pretty damn good line. Except for the fact that he doesn't have like anything else really. You need to run him in like slot 2, so you'd have to have a bond of friendship like slot 1. Because he needs to be next to a bond of friendship. But I mean, you could probably get some use out of this. Wait, what's his defense? Oh no. Oh, maybe. Never mind. False alarm. I don't know about all that. Oh yeah. Hey, I forgot to look at Goku's. I mean, it doesn't change with EZA, but I mean, yeah, it's solid. Could be higher, but 7,000. Yeah, I don't know. I do. I still need though. All right, we gotta move on here. I forget how the exact look for the SSRs were, but it was a pretty good skeleton. I think this was 30%. All his key 3 attack, HP attack and defense was 40%. Raise attack for 1 turn, supreme damage to enemy. Attack and defense was 120%. I think it was 100% before. Allies key 1, attack 30%. And if there's another Dragon Ball Seeker category ally in the same turn, plus an additional key 1, a chance of performing a critical hit plus 10%. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, because it's constantly going to be getting buffed. He has at least uh, one more awakening, 2 more awakenings. I think he has at least 2 more awakenings to go. So definitely, I mean, same for Vegeta, but launch additional attack that's a high chance of becoming super attack, plus additional attack and defense plus 20% up to 80%, chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% up to 40% with each attack performed. Okay. Yeah, it's just gonna be like good skeletons again, right? Raise defense for 1 turn, cause supreme damage to enemy. Is this just the? Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's key 1, defense for 30%. If there's another Dragon Ball Seeker category ally attacking the same turn, key 1, chance of performing critical hit plus 10%. Great chance of guarding all attacks. It should be guaranteed, but I think it was just a high chance before. I could be wrong. But he also has this. This is new. Medium chance of evading enemy attacks, plus an additional attack and defense plus 20%, up to 80%, a chance of performing a critical hit, plus 10%, up to 40% with each attack received or evaded, including super attack. Once again, really good skeletons. Specifically like Vegeta here, I'm really liking him more and more. Like, I mean, I mean, 2 awakenings down the line. How good is this guy gonna be? Like this is already multiplicative buff. This is pretty decent start at turn. He's already like raising defense. He's got support. He could. It's a great chance of guarding, but I think it's gonna become guaranteed guard. Like, I mean, this is pretty solid. Okay, I'm excited to see how good these guys are gonna be later down the line. But this is another one of those sort of post-it note for later, and just keep an eye out. Uh, to be fair, there was like this SSR Gohan, superhero Gohan that had like such an insane SSR, and then like the TUR literally got the most minimal of buffs, and it was kind of pointless, unfortunately. Uh, but so they definitely could shaft these guys, but I mean, this is pretty good. So hopefully they don't. All right, brand new. These everything else we covered. I mean, these are awakenings. I guess these guys are news, but this is a Halloween unit, right? This is an EZA. This is more info on an EZA. But now we're getting into the actual brand new units themselves. Let's go. All right. Phys type key 3, HP attack and defense 70%. Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage to enemy. High chance of stunning the enemy. Okay, pretty decent. Attack and defense plus 140%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 140% when performing a super attack. Great chance of evading enemy attack, including super attack as a 3rd attacker in a turn. Okay, that's pretty good. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type phys excluded to phys key spheres. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres once only. Ooh. And all allies attack and defense plus 40% when there's another bond of friendship category ally attacking the same turn. We need to bring up bond of friendship. We do. Because the other card had it as well. Like, is version Z Goku on it? That's gonna be a big. He's not. No, he is. Okay. No, I'm blind. No, he's there. Oh shit. Okay, so oops. That's actually so this is a one turn effect, but this is just constant, I think. This is a free to play TUR. Great chance of dodging. He's got 140 multiplicative. I mean, obviously not the highest stats, but this is pretty solid for a free to play unit. Okay. Great chance of evading. Sure, I'll take it. I mean, certainly you could say like I don't know, the like Goku and Frieza fight, you get locked, which, obviously we on Global have so much experience with. You get locked into slot one with this guy, obviously that'd suck, but like uh, I don't know like if you'd actually bring this guy into that fight anyway, but like still that I mean this is a pretty damn good. Hopefully they maintain this level of quality throughout. Let's see. Let's close this again. TN. Tech type key 3, HP attack and defense plus 70%. Okay, wait. He's permanently raising defense. Alright, greatly raised attack for one turn, supreme damage to enemy. Attack and defense plus 150% start turn, plus an additional attack plus 200%, and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense plus 100%, and performs a critical hit when there's another bond of friendship ally attacking the same turn. Okay, pretty good. Plus an additional attack plus 30% and reduces damage received by 7% per rainbow key sphere obtained. Okay. Damn. TN seems pretty solid too. Because once again, like this is meant for new players. Like you're supposed to be running two of this guy for. It's what it's meant for. So you're just gonna constantly have that. Like, dude, this might be pretty fun if we just like run a bunch of hard event gauntlets with this team. I I, I think I might do that honestly. I mean, it's looking pretty good so far. We'll see with the calcs and stuff later on, which oh boy, that's gonna be something to calculate. But this is looking pretty damn good. Of course, he doesn't have his own Rainbow Key Sphere changing. Version Z Goku isn't either. Chaozu's the only one so far. That's only once only, so that's obviously not the best, but this is still pretty solid, I think. Okay, so we got here Yamcha. Strength type key 3, HP attack and defense with 70%. So they're just leading their own type, and then key 3, 70% across the board. All of them, I think, because I mean Chaozu and Tien had it. Yeah, okay. All right. Greatly raises attack and defense for one turn. Supreme damage to enemy. Lowers attack and defense. All right. Key 1, attack and defense 180%. Launch plus an additional attack and defense 180% when performing a super attack. Launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. Launch an additional super attack as the second or third attack on a turn. Reduce damage received by 70% within the same turn, once only, and performs a critical hit when HP is 50% or less at the start of turn. Okay. I feel like this guy is the weakest of the ones we've looked at so far, but this is still very strong. Like, because I mean, he's essentially going to be getting like 3 supers. You build him like with hit additional in the hit potential, like 4 supers. They're all going to be greatly raised. This is 180. This is 180. Like, he definitely has some potential, and this damage reduction is pretty good. It's only once only though, and that's really going to be hard to activate. But I mean, this is like I said, I think this is the weakest the one we've seen so far, but I think it's still pretty good. Once again, this is a free to play TUR. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Krillin. Int type key 3, HP attack and defense plus 70%. Greatly raised attack and defense for one turn. Supreme damage enemy. Greatly lowers attack and defense. High chance of stunning the enemy. Pretty good. It's got a bit of everything there. All right. Attack and defense plus 150%. High chance of evading enemy attack, including super attack. Plus an additional attack and defense 150% when performing a super attack. Saiyan Saga category allies Q1 attack and defense plus 30%. Plus an additional key 2, attack and defense plus 50%, chance of evading enemy attack, including super attack, plus 20% when target enemy is in attack down or defense down status. Ooh. This is pretty good, but like how often is this gonna be? Hmm. Like they started doing this, but it's not so consistent, I don't think. We'll see. We'll see how good that is. I mean, he is also greatly lowering, so could be good. All right. Otherwise, key 1, attack and defense 30%, chance of forming critical hit plus 10% when there's an ally whose name includes Go On Kid on the team. Oh, I mean that's pretty. So he's given Saiyan Saga. If you're running this whole team, he's given Saiyan Saga key 2, 60% support. Well, that's pretty good. High chance of evasion though. Uh, this he's probably going to be pretty dependent on this. But he looks pretty solid. I mean, once again, these are all free to play. It looks pretty solid for free to play. You could probably actually do a fight based on actual. You could probably do like actual fights with these characters. I'm not joking. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but like I'm definitely gonna do that. All right, here we go. Master and disciple aiming for greater heights. Piccolo and Gohan Kid. AGL key 3, HP attack plus 70%. Defense as well. Excuse me. Permanently raising attack and defense, spring damage to enemies, heal super attack, only 20% though. So we got, oh wait, what? Okay. Key 2, just all at start of turn, he just gets key 2. Attack and defense 30% per Saiyan Saga, Earth Red Fighter category ally in the same team. Okay, that makes sense. So you're getting up to 210% then. Start of turn essentially. Plus an additional attack and defense, plus 150% when forming a super attack. Medium chance of performing a critical hit. Medium. Okay. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50%. Launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack when all allies are super class. Okay, I mean, you're supposed to be running these guys in the full team anyway. Reduce damage received by 20% when there's an ally whose name includes Goku on the team. Okay, damn. These seem pretty. Okay, so like if you're supposed to run like. Let's track him over here, right? No, one more. Okay, so you're supposed to run this full sort of thing as a team, right? I mean, you got your 6 units here. You run 2 versions of your Gokus. You run Tien next to one, and then you run these guys next to the other, and then you float Yamcha, Krillin, and Chaozu, and you should be able to actually cook. I think. Damn, these are pretty solid. Okay, huh? Well, I'll take it. This is such a huge data download. Oh my god. All right. So we're going to yeah, jeez, like can you believe like it's not even there's not even everything's not even here. Like this so insane. 30 stones. I see 30 stones. I mean, Videl oh, we could actually do a stacking video on her, couldn't we? Okay. Well, I guess she's good for that. All right. I don't remember how these guys use EA, but a lot of stones definitely coming a lot of ways to the new panel mission stuff. I haven't even looked at in game. I might do something covering the in game stuff. I'm not sure just yet. We'll see how I'm feeling after I lock in for a moment here. So we need to get to the calcs. So I'm gonna cut away here. We have a lot to cover. So we could close these guys out, the Daima units. We're not really gonna do them. Do I want to recalc this guy, the Goku form? Hmm. I might recalc this guy because this is a pretty substantial buff. I mean, just one super is better than 2 turns of supers, essentially. Before 2 turns of super would put you at 40%. This is 50%. So I mean, this is a substantial, really insane buff, and then you can get another 50% within that sort of turn once you do the next 18 key. Like, this is pretty solid. Okay, I think I will recalc with this new part. So we don't have to do Vegeta again, but we'll do this guy again. We'll do these guys, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, these guys. So 6, 7, 7, 8. No, 8, 8. Oh man. All right, we'll be back. This could take a bit, probably like an hour or so, hour and a half, but I will do it. I'll be back. All right, everyone, and we are back. Took a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I figured it would, but here we are. So we have calced everyone here. The new Goku calcs. This sort of Goten and Icarus. We calc them. Chaozu, Tien, Yamcha, version Z Goku, Krillin, and Gohan and Piccolo. So took a little bit, but scroll all the way up here. Here we go. So we do have the now correct calcs for Goku. Before they were calced under a different sort of 18 key effect. I forget exactly what it was before that they had stated. I think it might have just been like a normal raise. Um, so yeah, it was just a normal raise. Okay, so it was 20% essentially for 3 turns, and you could get it, the second time. So you'd have 40% within that turn or whatever. But now you can get 50% the first turn, another 50% the second turn. So obviously it's a substantial buff because you're getting more in the first turn than you were in just the 2 turns overall. So obviously pretty good. So he's looking quite a bit better, I'd say. I still think like if he had like this, I mean this is looking substantially better. If he just had like one additional like built in, I think I'd actually really really like it. Uh, but he doesn't, unfortunately. So I mean, is what it is, I guess. But he's definitely substantially better. So I will take it. I'm not going to complain about that. As for this Goten and Icarus, I did them next. They they got a lot of def from their links here, but I feel like they're more or less pretty easy to activate. I was actually kind of surprised to see them breaking over 1,000,000 defense, to be fair. Although I don't know how, like, runnable or valuable this is going to be. I mean, they do have damage reduction with another Bond of Friendship category ally, and they are supporting. So maybe you could get some use out of them, but definitely not like in the hardest of hard stuff. But they're not nothing, right? They can be helpful in certain scenarios, like I was gonna say like a sixth option, but maybe more so like a sixth option specifically to like a bond of friendship team, so that you could always have this up. But I mean, there's something, right? I'll definitely take it. I'm not gonna complain. Then we have version Z Goku. This guy's actually kind of insane. I was actually pretty surprised to see how good he was. I mean, so you can see here, I actually did post some calcs that I had done. I took a little intermission. It was like 15 minutes or something. Uh, between the first three I did. I actually did version Z Goku as the last one, but I actually had to redo him. So I had forgot to initially include this sort of build up, which does actually make a little bit of a difference. Well, I say little bit, but I mean, essentially the difference it made here by the end was another roughly like 300,000 defense. So, oops, I forgot that initially, but I'm glad I caught it. So that being said, I mean, even without support, like look at this is 2 turns, and he has the damage reduction for the first 2 turns, mind you. So he has the guard and the 30% damage reduction. That he's gonna have that his first 2 turns he's on rotation. So I mean he's actually very solid. Uh, I don't know like how. I mean, to be fair, he's not really. Where is he? He's not really based around. He's just based around like the super class sort of stuff or being in first slot. He doesn't really need any of the other Saiyan Saga units, which is pretty good because I mean some of them are pretty decent, I think, but it's a free to play team, right? You got to have your expectations in check. But this guy specifically is actually pretty insane, I think. Like, he's actually very runnable, uh, which is a lot more than I was probably expecting, to be fair. But yeah, I'm happy about him. Uh, this is our first Chaozu in the game. TUR Chaozu. First TUR Chaozu. Isn't he crazy, guys? Look at him. He's crazy. Alright, enough said. Alright, so TN. TN's actually pretty solid, somewhat. So like he can build up quite a bit. But the thing with TN is he doesn't have any additionals built in. I mean, we can show this here. Where is it at? Yeah, so I mean, he doesn't have a single additional built in. I mean, sure you have the damage reduction, which will help him. But I mean, he's not really like weaker stages, sure, but I don't know. Like you can't really. I mean, to be fair, these guys aren't really meant for the hardest of hard content. So I mean, let's get that straight first. First things first. But like he just builds up pretty slow because of the fact that like this is a three stacks. That's just three supers. Pretty insane difference to jump like 400,000 defense. But you also have to consider, well, I don't have an additional guaranteed, so it's kind of can be kind of rough. Uh, but I think, well, I said four stacks, three stacks to 400,000. But to be fair, it's actually five stacks technically. This is just like the three stack turn. So this is five stacks to be fair. This number specifically. But I think he's a free to play. TUR. You're gonna be able to do a lot of content with this sort of team. I'm actually gonna probably try and do some stuff with them. I feel like it'd be fun to jump into maybe not the hardest of hard content, but like some of the hard stages. I feel like we could actually have a decent chance of succeeding. Although, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Tien's pretty solid from this batch. Yamcha, I'm not where's Yamcha at? I'm not really a big fan of Yamcha. He doesn't I mean, this is a neat ability here, but like it's a one turn thing, and once it goes away, it's done, and he doesn't. I don't know. He's good for what he is. I think is the best way to put him. Like they're all good for what they are. But if you're like looking at this like, oh, we need the next new best competitive unit in the game, it's not going to be any of these guys. These guys are going to be able to do a lot of content for a lot of new players. Like, I mean, I bet you could easily clear everything that came out up to like you could probably like pretty easily clear like Red Zone Broly from 7th anniversary with this team. I bet. Well, I mean, like Chaozu specifically, maybe not because he's physical and the dodge is disabled. But like, I mean, content around that level should be pretty easy for this team, which is really what it needs to be. You could probably even get away with going into the 8th anniversary sort of meta. Probably maybe some 9th anniversary stuff, but then you really start getting into you know bad territory. But we're still gonna jump into some of those stages and see just how it goes. But I don't know. He's decent for what he is. Krillin, I'm not really like a big thing for Krillin is having this up, but it's not really that like um consistent. It really isn't. So obviously, it's a 20% increase to the dodge. The extra stats, obviously pretty good. I did make sure to put in here not calc with this because it's just not consistent. It's not going to be consistent. You're there's not a lot of stages where you can attack or defense lower, unfortunately. So it's just not a really good ability to have. He's still decent for what he is, but probably he's technically like the weakest. I think. I mean, Chaozu has a great chance to dodge guaranteed at least, right? That's what I'll say for Chaozu. And this guy does have pretty insane support, though. To be fair. All right, now Gohan and Piccolo. They're pretty decent as well, I think. Especially considering that this is only a 20% raise. I mean, that does make a pretty big difference, obviously, but by 4 stacks, which is pretty easy to get, really, it's just you're just looking at 2 turns essentially. They're getting up to like a million, which free to play TUR with 20% damage reduction. Um, I'll take it. Like I'm not gonna complain about that. I think they're pretty good for what they are, but I mean that's just really all you can expect. But yeah, it's a pretty good batch I think overall. Like I'm really happy about this. I do want to end things here though, so I can actually I might do stuff like another one breaking down like actual stuff in game. I'm not really too sure though. I do really want to jump into it and like grind this team up and jump into some sort of showcase stuff though. So I'm gonna cut away here. Oh, I guess end here to be fair. But I'm gonna scroll through just one last time so you guys can get a last sort of glance at any like specific scenarios or stats you want to see. I'm pretty good batch. Like this is kind of once again like this is like the biggest data download like global has ever gotten and will get. Like there's I mean, to be fair, there's like the SSR. Obviously, not running the SSR and stuff, but there's something like fucking 18 units in here or some shit like that. So that I mean that's got to be the biggest, and it's not gonna, you know, nothing's gonna surpass it for a long time. So a lot of stuff here. Although to be fair, most of it is already like on JP, already has been on JP for several months. I don't feel the need really to calculate. It doesn't feel like do I really need to calc Master Roshi? Sure I could, but like I mean everyone already knows what Master Roshi does. Like there's no real point to it, I don't think. So just finishing the scroll up here. But yeah, we're gonna end things here. Let me know what you guys are thinking of everyone down below. I think this is pretty good overall. I'm pretty excited. I'm content with this. Definitely pretty content. Yeah, I'm gonna close it here though. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.